Hello, welcome to our brand new series about musical instruments and gear. It's called the 513 Show. The 513 is in reference to 2 Chronicles 5:13. Here joining me today is our very own Chris Boggs. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at home. I hope you enjoy our brand new series. So Chris, musically, how did you get here? Where did you start? What are your preferences? How do you play?
That's a lot of stuff to unpack there, Robert. Well, I started playing when I was about 14. I didn't come to music at an early age. I came from a musical family, but it took me a while to get started, to really get interested. But once I did, it stuck, and it has never changed. I've never turned back. Started taking guitar lessons about age 14 when I got interested in classic rock like Led Zeppelin and Van Halen, and loved the Christian metal band Stryper. They were a big inspiration for me. That you could combine hard rock music with Christian lyrics and faith was just such a mind-blowing thing to me. But then a couple years later, I heard a classical guitarist and was just mesmerized by what he was doing and how complex the music was. And so I started taking classical guitar lessons and ended up studying that for about 6 years. Went on to the Peabody Conservatory for a couple of years, and then sort of changed course and ended up with a general music degree. And then been involved in church music ever since coming out of college.
So, Chris, what are we looking at here? This is your main acoustic that we always see you with up on stage every Sunday. Tell me about it.
So this is the Yamaha APX500. This is I think the first version of this guitar that came out in the early 2000s. I bought it I think around 2008 or so, and I was looking for my first electric acoustic. I had just regular acoustic guitars up to that point, and wanted something that might be able to get a little bit more sound when I was playing for church, although I was in a small church that really didn't need that or didn't use it a lot. So it didn't get a lot of use at first, but I particularly liked it because of the small size. It was very easy to handle. It plays almost like an electric guitar. It has a thinner neck, has a nice low action, so the strings are not hard to play. So that really appealed to me.
It's very pretty,
and it's just a beautiful guitar. It really is. Yeah.
Sorry. So other than the look, with the exception of my dear classical here, I'm usually not a big fan of the way most acoustics look. But the one like this is just really, it's like a tobacco sunburst, I believe that's what it's called.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's
you got
what
it.
it is.
Yep.
Boom. They were just really gorgeous. Yeah. What made you go with this guitar over, say, like a Taylor or like a Martin or maybe even like a Fender acoustic?
Well, I hate to sound like a cheapskate, but price was a part of it. I had saved some money at that time and wanted something that was a good quality guitar, but wasn't going to cost me too much money. I wasn't ready to invest like $1,000 or better at that time, and I think this came in around $600 or $700, which wasn't the cheapest, but wasn't the most expensive either. And I think for what I got, it was just the right price. So
new players out there, you don't need to have an expensive guitar. Cheaper guitars with more skill sound better. Not that I've learned that, but are there any like special quirks with this instrument? Or
special quirks? Well, there's a couple of nice things. First of all, it has a cutaway, which a lot of acoustics don't. With a lot of acoustic guitars, it's almost impossible to get.
It's a shredder guitar.
What's that?
It's a shredder guitar.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's almost designed for for an acoustic player who might want to solo once in a while and might want to play those those upper frets. because on a typical acoustic, you can't get past the 12th fret usually, very easily anyway. So this plays very easily up to, you know, like the 17th, 18th
as
fret.
such.
Yes, right.
Past the 12th.
Right.
So usually you meet at the 12th, or I believe on steels it's usually in the 14th.
So and of course, you know, the heart of the guitar is really kind of in the mid range anyway, but still it gives you the option of using those upper strings when you want to. I mean, you know, I'd say that's about it.
Yeah, I've noticed that this is a much thinner guitar, say, than a full size. So if you just want to show up the camera, very thin, very nice. Yeah.
And there again, that's the reason.
It's so much more comfortable to play.
It is, and I like to. I tend to play my acoustic kind of like Dave Matthews does. He tends to keep it up high and close to his body, and I think that comes from my classical guitar background, because classical guitarists almost sort of cradle the guitar when they're playing it and use a footstool. So I like to have it up close, and the fact that it is small makes that easier.
It makes it so much more comfortable to play. Yeah, that's why I went with my Jazzmaster, because like I can't stand having my arm out here. I feel like I have my entire upper arm just like laying on the guitar. Versus that, it's just an electric that sounds like an acoustic, and it sounds wonderful. If you have not had a chance to play an Acoustasonic, it's unlike anything else. Have you played one?
No.
Oh, it's crazy. So Chris, are there any like fun stories that this thing has been through, or like?
Fun stories. Well, as I said, it didn't get much use, but when at my old church, because we didn't use a lot of amplified instruments there. But I did have a little band that was together for a while, and we did some fun music. And I remember one of the fun things I did with this guitar was we did an arrangement of the Eagles' "Peaceful Easy Feeling," but we used the words from "Amazing Grace." And I got to play the famous guitar solo that Joe Walsh plays from that recording, and I played it on this guitar. So
nice. And finally, what are some of your favorite songs to play on this guitar? What really makes this guitar shine above all the others that any of your others?
You know, I like anything. You know, like some of the stuff that we play, some of the up tempo stuff that has a really active, kind of vigorous strum to it. Yeah. It plays really well on this because it's so easy to play the strings. The chord changes are very easy to play.
Yeah, I noticed you're constantly palm muting. It just adds a really richness that
I do. I love that kind of like rhythmic effect that you get with that.
Yeah. Yeah, would you mind just playing? Would you mind showing the people at home just a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah. Also, for people at home, when we say palm muting, it's when he stops the strings. So it's you go to dun it. When you hear the dun, he's palm muting and he's shoving his hand into the strings to mute them. It just gives it just adds a little bit of spice to it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and when you're playing open strings like that, the palm really comes in handy. Sometimes you can mute by just simply lifting the fingers on your left hand, but a lot of times you've got to use the palm on your right.
So anyway, that's all that we have for you today. Thank you, Chris Boggs, so much for joining us.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you at home for joining us again. Please like, comment, subscribe. It helps us out more than you know. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. God bless.